Kirsty looked up and saw the little squirrel sitting on a high branch. He had caught something in his paws that shone in the light. "Bobby, fly up!" Kirsty exclaimed. The little fairy shot straight up in the air like an arrow and fluttered in front of the squirrel. "Please, that belongs to me," she said. Surely the squirrel held out the little tea ring. Bobby took it, and it instantly shrank to fairy size. "Thank you," she whispered. She tapped his paws with her wand, and they were filled with the most delicious nuts he had ever seen. "Watch out!" shouted the goblin with the drawn-on crown. "Fairy alert!" "You are too late," Kirsty called out. Bobby flew to perch on her shoulder, and the goblin stopped bouncing and slipped off the bouncy castle. "Give that back," he shouted, his hands on his hips. "You tricked me." "The tea ring does not belong to you," said Rachel in a calm voice. "It is back with its rightful owner." The goblin stamped his huge feet in a rage. "You interfering nosy nincompoops," he squawked. "You have spoiled everything. Now Jack Frost cannot have his Funfair, and we are going to get into trouble. You are a pack of meanies." "None of us wants you to get into trouble," said Bobby in a soft voice. "But this tea ring was stolen from me. I had to get it back. If Jack Frost wants to argue about it, he can come and talk to me and the other Funfair fairies." "Silly flapping fairies," the goblin muttered crossly. He turned his back on them and folded his arms across his chest. The other goblins were still whooping and bouncing. They had not realized what had happened. "I think this would be a good time for us all to leave," said Bobby with a smile. "Thank you both for helping me to get my tea ring back. Would you like to come with me to Fairyland to visit the summer fair?" "Yes, please," said Rachel and Kirsty together. They never missed a chance to visit Fairyland. They also knew that however long they spent there, not a single second would pass in the human world. Bobby raised her wand and traced circles, curls, and zigzags in the air. As she spoke the words of a spell, golden fairy dust sparkled from each shape as she spoke, until the air around her was a flurry of glittering gold. The girls closed their eyes. In the darkness they saw ribbons of rainbow light rippling towards them. Distant bells tinkled, and the smell of sweet candy floss and rich roasted chestnuts filled the air. They felt themselves shrinking to fairy size, and smelled at the familiar feeling of fairy wings, trembling and unfurling. "Open your eyes," said Bobby. The girls found themselves standing in the ground of the Fairyland Palace. They looked around in wonder. "This looks very different from the last time we were here," said Kirsty. "Do you like it?" asked Bobby. The last time Rachel and Kirsty had been here, the Funfair fairies had asked for their help to get the tea rings back from Jack Frost. The summer fair had been built, but it had not been opened. Now the roller coaster that wound around the terrace was filled with fairies, all squealing in delight. The sparkling dodgem cars that whisked around the grounds all had giggling passengers. Fairies were running, skipping, and fluttering in every direction, holding balloons, munching on toffee, apples, and lollipops, and adding to the fun with their own magic. "It is incredible," said Rachel with a smile. "We love it." "There is Sienna, the butterfly fairy," said Kirsty, waving. Sienna waved back with butterflies of every color dancing around her. Feast the firework fairy was handing out sparklers, and the sky above the funfair was filled with every bird and flying creature the girls could imagine. The dragons and firebirds, to swans, owls, and parrots. Each fairy had different pattern painted on their face, and every pattern matched the thing that they most cared for. "Welcome to Fairyland," they said a kind, familiar voice behind them.